Hey, everybody. It's yours truly, Toccara, Nicole, the identity coach and architect, coming at you tonight. If you don't know now, you know it's What's the Real Deal Wednesdays with Toccara, Nicole. And I'm elated to be with you guys this Wednesday afternoon, evening, whenever you're catching this. Maybe you're catching it the day after, or a year after, or 5 years after. Whenever you're catching us, we're excited that you're catching us. And I did say us. Normally, What's the Real Deal Wednesday is a segment where I come on alone and give about 20 minutes of value in reference to getting you over the hump of the hump day and being able to shove you into your weekend. So I'm really excited tonight, whenever you're catching this, if you haven't caught that already, let me know, first of all, if you're catching me live or on the replay. Thank you so very much. So What's the Real Deal Wednesdays came out of a place that I wanted to create a space for people to know a little bit more about Toccara Nicole. I'm an identity architect and coach as I serve value to millennial and Generation X women by using powerful insight, discernment, and sensitivity. Also the proud founder, CEO of Voss Consulting and Publishing, where I help my clients get these masterpieces out of their heads and into the hands of the people who need them most. But tonight, I'm really excited. So I was going to talk about unpacking your baggage when you have a heavy load and understanding that your baggage can indeed have value. But that's going to be next week. But tonight. So if you guys don't know, I am also the proud founder of Vault Life Apparel. It's this beautiful shirt that I have on today, and I'm wearing it because you guys need to know the power of owning your dopeness. But I'm not here to share with you the power of owning your dopeness all by yourself. Really excited. I have, yes, Courtney, I am all the way live. You know why? I sipped on my coffee that has been sitting on my desk that I meant to drink earlier. So I think it gave me an extra kick on the energy side that if anybody knows me, I'm already super hyped. But anyways, indeed, I am all the way live. Anyways, so talking about owning the power of your dopeness. And I have to share, this is really fitting before I bring my guest up tonight to share as well about this powerful topic. So I wake up for 4:30 prayer almost every day. And the pastor this morning was talking about stop sleeping on yourself. Now that's a whole nother life for a whole nother time. But I thought it was really amazing on how it collides with tonight's topic about the power of owning your dopeness. And so understanding that there's so much power within you and only you can get it out of you. I'm going to say that again. There is so much power within you and only you can get it out of you. And there's people who are literally standing even in front of you in your communities across the seas that are literally standing, waiting for their turn to really own their dopeness because it's time for you to step up and own yours. Okay, but anyways, I'm not going to go in any further until I bring my amazing co-host for tonight's segment on the stage. Let me share with you how I met this beautiful woman. I used to travel quite often to Virginia to speak in reference to empowerment and things of that nature around just sharing my story and colliding with other women, sharing their stories and empowering women from all over. And I met this beautiful vessel at one of these seminars, and it's amazing how social media has a way of allowing for you to keep up with people without keeping up with people. And this is exactly what we've been able to do over the course of some years now. We've been looking for an opportunity to collide, and we're going to share how this opportunity really presented itself around this word right here, dope. Here we go, the one and only Shinese Collins. Hey.
Girl, you got a lot of energy for this time of night. You know, it's my bedtime, but I'm going to try to hang in there with you.
Come on and join in the party. Jump in the party. It's going good. Okay, so we're excited about talking about this topic. I'm going to let Shinese go first, explain a little bit about who she is, what she does, and what dope means to her. Take it away, Shinese.
Okay, well, as Toccara said, I am Shinese Collins, and I am a life coach for women, better known as the hidden transformation agent for aspiring women. So I work with women to help them become high achievers, who ooze confidence and create clear and achievable goals and ultimately exude professional presence.
Woo-wee, that's a mouthful.
Well, you know, we have a lot to do because we are women and we are superheroes.
Amen, amen. You literally caught me in my superwoman pose. You can't.
That's right. Your power pose. That's right.
My hands right here. It's a habit. So let's talk about dope.
Yes.
So the reason why we're here tonight, and we were having a conversation. Let me say this: timing is amazing. So when you think you're supposed to connect with somebody, may not be that time where it's meant for you guys to connect with one another. And we literally started talking and realized that we both use this acronym to coach our clients, which I think is amazing in itself. So Shanice, share your meaning of dope.
Okay, so when I think of dope, I think of determined, optimistic, positive, and encouraged.
One more time for the people all the way in the back.
Determined, optimistic, positive, and encouraged. And it's not just dope, it's dope living.
So share with us how you arrived to that place and how we can encourage people that are watching this tonight to own the power of their dopeness by utilizing those 4 words that you just shared.
So as you know, you and I met some years ago, and at that time I was doing a lot of promotion regarding my book, Resilient on Purpose. And a lot of that comes from that book, where you just have to dig deep within you and pull out those things that can help you thrive in tough situations. We can't stay stuck. Things happen, life happens, and that's just a part of nature. But how you react, how you keep moving, how you don't stay stuck, how you remain determined to keep moving forward and achieve your goals, to live your life to the best and to the fullest, regardless of what the situation is that you have faced. And I say this because I have faced being a widow overnight. I dealt with infertility. I dealt with 3 family members dying within 33 days of each other. I faced job loss at least twice from a corporate job where pretty much, you know, you have a job and you might not have a job in 30 days. And those are not just, you know, things that pop up every day, but they are things that if you are not careful, they can derail you. They can put you down in a deep hole and you can just spiral and you can't get out of that pit. So the purpose here is to stay determined, keep encouraging yourself, have an optimistic outlook, because everything that comes that's a challenge is not a challenge to break you. Sometimes it's a challenge to shift you, because we do need to be in other places. And we get complacent. So if we don't get something that kind of knocks us off our feet, then we won't move. So you need to have that challenge to come, that opportunity to come, that it doesn't look nice in a nice bow and has a ribbon on it and nice wrapping paper. Sometimes it's ugly, but it can be the best change of your life. You and said always stay encouraged. Say it again.
Something very key. I had to grab my copy. This amazing book that she wrote has amazing jewels and nuggets that anybody can read. It's an easy read and it allows for you to really understand what resilience really means for you. Where can people get your book?
It is still available on Amazon in digital and in paperback.
Awesome. Okay. So how did you arrive to creating that acronym that you just shared? What was it? Just were you working with a client and all of a sudden it just came out? Because, you know, sometimes that does happen when we're working with clients and we just, you know, we're helping them get to their breakthrough. And then we come up with these catchy sayings that can literally be the framework to help other people get to, you know, that breaking free point as well. So can you share with us what made you literally compile those words? Because there's a whole bunch of words that you could have created to make up that acronym.
It's twofold. It does relate to my clients. I was looking to start a private Facebook group, and I said, well, what do you call it? And I didn't want to name it after the book because I've had that page before, and I didn't want to name it cliche things like Shanice's coaching or things of that nature. And I thought about, okay, we're women, you know, we have this superhero lurking inside of us that needs to be pulled out. And
Yeah.
I thought about the resiliency piece, and I was doing a live one night, and I go live on Wednesdays about 7ish. And during that live, it just kind of dropped in my head, dope.
Mm.
And I said, well, I love acronyms. So I was like, I can't, just leave it at dope. What did the letters stand for? And I
Yeah.
started thinking of my life and my journeys and my stories. And those are the 3 words that came out at me.
That's awesome. And what I love about that is that when we are really positioned and we own who we are as coaches, consultants, authors, speakers, whatever it is that you do, these aha moments come out from anywhere and everywhere. And it's really important that we pay attention to them, because a lot of times, even if it is through serving somebody else, it can also serve us too. And so I love what you said about dope. Give it to us again so we can remember that.
All right. Determined, optimistic, positive, and encouraged.
That's awesome. I love that. So when you think about determination, what is something that you automatically think about? And I want to break this down because we're talking about owning the power of your dopeness. So when you think of determination, what automatically comes to your mind?
Being determined is thinking about the fact that setbacks come.
Amen.
But you have to be determined no matter what. So sometimes you may not be able to go in a straight line. Sometimes you have to go, around the corner, down the street, back up the block, and come back to where you started. It's okay to regroup and reevaluate and reaffirm and reassess as long as you keep moving. But don't move backwards, move forward. Even if you have to make the U-turn, still move forward somehow. So be determined about what it is that you are pursuing.
And the O?
The optimistic. That negative self-talk, she's a beast. I call her Negative Nelly. So sorry if your name is Nelly, nothing personal, but Negative Nelly, she can talk you out of every success that you can think of. So instead of having her in your ear, just, all the negativity, I say, be optimistic and don't look at things in the what if negative. Look at it as in the what if positive. So instead of saying, what if it doesn't work? What if he doesn't like me? What if I don't get the job? What if I'm not qualified enough? How about, what if this was the best date of my life and it ends up being my husband? Oh, what if I apply for the job and I slay the interview and they hire me on the spot? What if I put in the application and they accept me and I finally go to school because I've been wanting to go for 20 years? What if the good?
Yes. And see, I call her Nagging Nancy. So when I hear that, I hear the Charlie Brown's teacher.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what I hear. So let's go down the road. Let's go to P. What we got for the P?
Positivity. So my motto, especially since the book was, positivity breeds resilience, and resilience breeds character. So you need to have positive elements in your life. We live in a world full of negativity. You turn on the news, nothing but negative stories. You turn on the radio, nothing but negative stories. And if you are careful and you listen to the people in the grocery store or wherever you go, you're going to hear a lot of negativity. And let's face it, even our girlfriends will call us up with some gossip that is negative. So it's all around us. Right. So I choose positivity over negativity any day, because to me, it takes more energy to be negative than it does to be positive. So I want to feel joy. I want to feel light. I want to feel just, rooted.
Now that's good. And I think that's really positive even right now, and how to learn how to be positive and rooted in that, not allowing it to be temporary, because we're going through some interesting times. I call them interesting because, I refuse to say that these times are bad. I just believe that it's a time of awakening. I believe it's a time to be realigned, reassess your life, to really understand who you are and whose you are. So let's go into the E, where we're at with the E.
Encouraged. So if anyone knows me, they know that I'm a spiritual person. And, I always reflect on David encouraged himself. So don't look for encouragement from other people. You have to know how to encourage yourself. Who knows you better than you besides God? So know how to encourage yourself. Know the things that bring you joy. Know the things that make you happy. Know the things that make you feel good, that put a smile on your face. Know the things that make you want to encourage others. And when you encourage, remember, it's not just about you. It's important that even in your darkest situation, you can encourage someone else. And I do recall a time, I'll use my mom's passing as an example. At the funeral, I was encouraging other people, and I was tore up. Yeah, it's my mom, but I found a way to still encourage others who were mourning the death of my mom. So you have to be able to encourage yourself as well as give back and encourage others.
And I think it's really important that we even honed on to that, because now during the times of COVID, a lot of us are alone more than we normally would be. We're not around coworkers, we're not around peers. And so how do we, shift that energy to be able to encourage yourself when maybe you're used to having that encouragement from other people that you would see on a daily basis, weekly basis, or whatever. So learning how to tap what's within, because we all have our own vaults, and tap that and gain that energy to actually sustain yourself. So wow, thank you so much for being on tonight. I'm really excited. And you guys, look forward to, if you guys are on Clubhouse, which means you guys are the coolest people on the face of the planet. Why? Because you're iPhone users. Yes, yes. And you guys are on Clubhouse. Follow us next week, which is February 3rd at 5:30 Central Standard Time, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be diving into this a little bit more together on Clubhouse. So make sure you're either following me on Clubhouse, which it's at Toccara Nicole, or you're following Shanice, and she is
at Coach Shanice.
So make sure you're following one of us on Clubhouse so we can really expound on this topic. So where did dope come from? Well, what did dope, that concept, how did I get to the dope? And I'm full tonight, so I'm stuttering over my words, and I'm okay with that. I'm really excited about being able to share a platform with somebody else that understands the word dope, whether it be an acronym or not. Because the thing is about being dope. It's a lifestyle. It's a movement. It's not just a hit it and quit it type of thing. It's a mentality. And so when I think of dope, of course, it's directed on purpose every day, but it always wasn't that for me. I remember that this idea came from Don't Judge. It was a shower idea. How many of y'all have some of the most dopest shower ideas to where it's like, oh, if I forget that, I'm going to be in trouble because it was so hot? That's where dope came from. And I was not thinking about making it a shirt. I wasn't thinking about, turning a whole apparel line into this. I just needed it for me at that moment. I needed to understand that I was directed on purpose every day, because this saying came to me at a time where it was dark. I felt alone. I was coming out of some things that I really didn't want to share with a lot of people. And I felt like I couldn't share with a lot of people. And God gave me this acronym. And so I shared it with somebody, and they're like, man, that's dope. No pun intended. And I'm like, really? Oh, seriously? They're like, yeah, that's hot, T. You need to make that a shirt. And I'm like, ain't nobody gonna wear this. You know how we Debbie down ourselves, or we're nagging Nancy, and I didn't really think nobody would want to wear this. So I found somebody to create it. Then I found somebody to make it. And so I was like, let's test this out. So when I started traveling, I would wear my dope apparel. I would get stopped in the airport. TSA, Cinnabon, Garrett's. Yeah, I'm telling on myself. McDonald's, Chick-fil-A. I remember the Chick-fil-A. Anyways. But anyway, I was in Atlanta. Yeah, trying to get back home. Anyways, so I was very intentional about where I was wearing this. Here's why, especially traveling. Because the people around you will tell you something's dope, because they know you. But I was very intentional. I'm traveling. I'm going to be around people that I didn't know. I was like, oh, let's give this a whirl. And people were like, well, do you have a business card? Do you have a website? This is so dope. No pun intended. Like, that started being a running joke. Like, that's dope. No pun intended. And so it was interesting, because people who actually use the word dope now really use the word dope. And when they do, they think of the acronym. So let's start with the D. Let's break that down. Directed, right? We all have a purpose. We all have an identity. We all have a direction that we should be driving in and going in. Well, we're not directed. We're all over the place. We put in the GPS that we want to go to Chicago, but we're heading to Alabama. So the thing is when you're directed, you know who you are, or you're on the path of getting to know who you are and getting to know what you're supposed to be doing. You're directed, whether it be by God, the universe, or whomever, or even allowing your purpose to direct you. There's some areas within you that you just have a heck no, I'm not going that route anymore because I really know who I am and I'm directed. So on is positioning. On is to be intentional. When you think about the light switch being on, now there's light that can be shined on you. When you're on something, you are intentional about getting to that next place. So let's talk about P, purpose. Now this word is huge. When you can understand your purpose, you can understand your destiny. You can understand your passion. You understand your process a little bit more when you can relate it to your purpose. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has potential. We have to get outside of our minds and really understand what our purpose is. There's a reason why we're all here. And the late, great Dr. Miles Monroe said it the best. The graveyards have the most potential within them because people die before they get it out. So what is that thing that you know that you're supposed to be working on that you're not working on because you're scared of what people are going to say? You're scared of the people around you that don't really have value, that are literally holding you back from getting to the next place because you can't focus on being directed when you're being pulled in other directions. I'm going to say that again. You can't focus on being directed when you are pulled in other directions. There's no purpose when you're being pulled outside of the alignment of where you're supposed to be. So that's that P, that purpose. And it's also positioning, knowing your position when you're directed every day. That's what the E stands for. There's no option to not come and serve as who you are, period. There's no option. When you really understand who you are and where you're going, even if you don't understand who you are and where you're going, every day make up your mind to be in the game. That's the game of life. Every day, make up your mind to say, you know what? Today is going to be my day to do ABC 1, 2, 3. You have to be directed. You have to be directed in your thoughts. You have to be directed in your actions every day because you have to be intentional with operating on purpose every day. So that's a little bit of what dope means. And how do you own your dopeness? It starts with knowing who you are. Knowing who you are is a game changer. There's nobody out here like you. Okay, so when you can really get over the art of comparison, you can really hop in the game of life. I'm going to say that again because somebody needs to hear that. When you can get over the art of comparison, then you can really hop in the game of life. There's no point in you comparing yourself to somebody else because you don't know their trauma, you don't know their story, you don't know what has caused them to be who they are. So why would you compare yourself with something that looks good, smells good, acts like it's good, but you don't know their history? All you can see is portions of their destiny. There's no point of you comparing yourself with nobody but the woman or the man that's in the mirror, period. That's how you own this whole dopeness on being directed on purpose every day. When you can show up to your life and do the best that you possibly can, you're operating in the dope kind of life. If you're not giving it your all, pray that you have another opportunity to get it right the next day. And understand that to give yourself grace so you can operate in this thing called life, so you can be directed on purpose every day, because there's something in you, or there's multiple things in you that only you can do. So why not choose to serve you and be all that you've been created to be in your dopeness? Because nobody can own it like you, period. People can walk like you, they can talk like you, they can act like you, but there's only one you. And when you can really get that in your head and really own that and shift your crown, shift your mindset, shift your posture, walk a little different, get you some new shoes to be able to handle this thing called life and handle this walk, because it's directed on purpose every day according to who you are. Man, I don't know about you, Shanice, but the word dope, hey, it got a special place right here in my heart.
Have to get up every day living with the intention of that dopeness.
Every day, and today I woke up with so much joy and peace in my heart from hearing what the pastor had to say about Stop sleeping on yourself. Stop. Because we are dope. And there's no shame in your game of saying, you know what, I'm pretty dope. Yeah, I love me. And you know what, I'm directed on purpose every day. Or, I know that I'm intentionally living this thing called life. And you know what, yesterday was kind of but today I'm going to give it my all because it's a new day. And I'm learning who I am every day. And I'm loving me in a new way every day. So guess what? Yeah, I'm dope. There's nothing wrong with speaking life to yourself. It doesn't make you arrogant. It doesn't make you selfish. It doesn't make you any of those things. In fact, it makes you pretty dope to be able to own who you are and not be scared of the power that comes from you. We're powerful beings. We have energy running all through our bodies. So what type of energy are you giving out every day that serves who you are? That's the question that I'm going to leave on the table tonight, tomorrow, 5 years from now, whenever you're catching this. Shanice, any parting words?
Yes, I will say with the dopeness, you need to ooze it because you will attract like people. You don't want to attract mediocre people into your life. You want to attract people who, like Toccara and I, who can collaborate with you, who can help you build to your next level so that you don't have to go it alone, because we weren't meant to do things by ourselves. So it's okay to go along and take somebody with you. So be like the bee with the honey. Let that honey drip and let the bees follow you because they want to get a piece of that dopeness.
Amen. And I'm going to leave you with this. If you want to rock dope, just like I'm rocking it, go to www.vaultlifeapparel.com. That's all one word. Vaultlifeapparel.com, all one word. Grab your sweatshirt, grab your apron, grab your mug. I think I'm getting ready to put some masks on there that say dope. Go ahead and grab your merch. It's there for the grabbing. So this has been What's the Real Deal with Toccara Nicole. Shanice, thank you for shining your bright light with me. I know it's an hour later where you're at.
Yes.
I'm so glad you made it on tonight, you guys. So catch me next week as I'm going to be talking about how to unpack your baggage for greatness. And I'm excited about that live right there. And there's a story behind that as well. So catch you next week. Love you all. We're out. Mwah. Thanks for tuning in.